You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. You might just wanna chill. Yeah. Okay. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Yeah. Okay. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Yeah. Okay. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that reacts. You might just wanna chill. Yeah. Okay. Before click that react.
Make sure my mic is on. All right, so how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I am your host, Click That Reacts. Today we got a good one for you, right? And the title of this video is funny, man. Myron got to calm down, man. But we're gonna be reacting to Myron from Fresh and Fit. He just posted a new debate where he's like on a panel. It's like a cast of these guys all doing a debate. The name of the video is called like Myron versus Fat Feminist, 40 years old, something like that, man. Myron going crazy on this one. But If you haven't already, man, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Let's go ahead and get into it. What do you guys think about that, right? I mean, do you ask your partner, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a topic that's going to come up at some point in people's relationships, but if it does, if it doesn't, y'all let me know. Does that conversation ever come up in your relationships, or do you ask it from the beginning, right? And how important is it to you? And what's your number, right? Talk about it. I don't know. For me, that's completely different. I think if you went through a female phase or whatever you want to call it, I think you're cooked. You've had your fun in life. Good luck. It's over for you now. Might as well go ahead and dry it up, close it up, right? Or keep doing what you're doing, right? My opinion, I think relationships are over with for you. You are cooked, right? But I mean, everybody has their own preferences, their own requirements, things like that. But um, yeah, man, you come to me talking about you slept with over 100 guys. In my opinion, you are done. You have completed life. You have beat the game. The end boss is dead. There's nothing else for you to do now, right? Go find a new game to play. It's over with. Turn it off. Go nature hiking, right? Mm. Yeah. I don't think you can necessarily just throw her claim out the window, right? People bond over many different things, right? And sexual body count can be a form of pair bonding, right? They can bond in that way, right? So somebody with a high body count will probably get with somebody else who has a high body count, right? It will be a little awkward if somebody has a extremely high body count and gets with a virgin, right? That could be a little bit awkward. There is a double standard though when it comes to men and women in that regard, but I'm not saying that a man with, 400 bodies or whatever have you is going to get with a virgin, right? That still more than likely is going to be a little bit awkward. Um, But I do think that in this regard, men get a little tiny bit more leeway, and I'm not saying that that makes it right. I'm just saying, we have to acknowledge the fact that there is a double standard there, and there's a reason for that double standard, right? But let's continue. That's a weird thing to say. Wow. I mean, look at the level of disrespect there. First of all, you took a shot at him, and just simply because he responded, you told him to shut up right away, right? Just shut up, dude. I mean, wow. Just the level of disrespect there, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. Um, oh, okay. So you're saying that you can't hear the show, right? Is there a audio problem with the show? No. All right, let me know again. Say it again. Like you can't hear me or you can't hear the show. All right, your messages are confusing. So you're saying that you can't hear nothing. I'm assuming that you can hear me because you're still responding. So you're saying that you can't hear the show. That's what you're saying. All right, well, let's try to figure that out there. Let's get on that real quick. Okay, I get why. All right, so let's go back here. All right, so we're gonna start it up again. We're gonna try this one more time. Technical difficulties, right? Let's run it back again.
I'm almost 40 years old. You know what I mean? I'm a high value woman, Myron. But
Are you married?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
And I'm gonna try to speed through a little bit more than what I was saying, right? We're gonna try to catch back up to what I was saying, but at least now you guys should be able to hear why I was saying what I was saying. So I'll just, speed run it really quick till we catch back up.
Doesn't matter if I'm married. No, because you guys are all. Shut up, dude.
Now, a 40-year-old woman to say she's high value, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh, you know what?
40 years old and too
sorry.
holy. The reason why guys have a vested interest in a woman not being is because if she's not, we know the child's ours.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
girls can
self-defense
say the
mechanism.
same thing in reverse, where they don't want a guy with a lot of sexual partners because that's going to divert his resources away from hers. You can make the Evo psych argument. Outside this red pill world, most guys find it they find it weird if a girl at my age is a virgin. Like, I lost it at 26.
I find it interesting that you mentioned, oh, I was a virgin. Why did you lead with that? Because you understand that your value as a partner is intrinsically tied to your body count.
Yeah.
That's why you mentioned it.
I wanted to rehash back to the dating topic because I thought that's what we're supposed to be talking about
That's
today.
what I thought, dude.
I talk with a lot of young people, and I know one of their biggest concerns while dating somebody is their body count. Can we go down the line and say how many bodies is two bodies for me to want to date the opposite sex? Or
And this is why I asked the first question about, hey, what you guys' number? What do y'all think about this conversation, right? Should we be asking this? Should this be a first date question, right? Is this a first date question? Or do you go on multiple dates before you ask this question? Do you wait until you're a couple of years or a couple of months into the relationship before you ask this question? Or do you never ask it at all, right? And then if you do, what's your number, right? What is your limit? That's why I'd ask that question initially, but let's continue.
I feel
Whoever my
like when
partner
you get
would
over
do
a certain
something.
age, it doesn't matter because that's what you think about.
okay, so no cap.
I'm almost 40 years old. If you're worried about how many people your partner slept with, you're insecure.
No cap.
And I think that's a weird claim to always want to throw out there, is that it has something to do with insecurity. Um, I mean, there's a lot of logical reasons to why a person would want to know something like that. There's a lot of psychological things. I think it's a very I think it's a low IQ um, defense mechanism, right? It's a very low IQ way of saying, "Oh, you just want to know my body count because you're insecure." You know, that's a very small brain way of looking at it, right? Whenever somebody asks you a question, right, it's usually not as simple as just, oh, it's just you're weak. More than likely, there's a more logical reason or a more logical explanation to why they want to know the answer to that question, right? Maybe they want to know if you need to get tested. Maybe they want to know what your self discipline is like, what your mental state is like, you know, what your beliefs are, and things like that, right? It's not usually just as simple as, oh, you're weak and you're insecure, or he's worried about the previous guys and how they were. It's usually not that simple, but in some cases it is.
Yeah,
production team's gonna have a lot of
I don't
bleeping
really
to do.
care how many people somebody has slept with. What I care about is, you know, what's inside and how they treat me. So I mean, you
Realistically,
know,
if your partner or somebody who you were interested in slept with, ridiculous.
obviously, if somebody slept with 1,000 guys, I'd have a lot of questions for her.
Okay.
That would be a little.
What does it
But
feel
you'd
like?
still be open
But
to
for the
pursuing.
most part, in a
See what I mean? She's weird and she's a troll, right? I wish this guy maybe had the names of the people on here so we can understand. But did you just hear what she said? Right? Let's run that back to what she said. Right? Let me refresh what she said right there.
Realistically, if your partner or somebody who you were interested in slept with, ridiculous.
Obviously, if somebody slept with 1,000 guys, I'd have a lot of questions for her.
Okay.
That would be a little.
What does it
But
feel
you'd
like?
still be open
But
to
for the
pursuing.
most
See, she's talking about. See, she's talking about what does it feel like? That, ew, no, right? I mean, if the guy is asking you how many bodies you have for that reason, because he wants to know what did it feel like, all right, that dude's a weirdo, and maybe y'all deserve each other. But, ew, that's not the reason why most men are asking what was your body count like, right? And if you had 1,000 guys, you know, he's got some questions for you, right? I don't think that'll be one of the questions. All right. He might ask you, like, why? Was you going through something? You got some mental issues or something going on here. Your body count is close to 1,000. Like, is there something wrong with you psychologically? What was your childhood like, right? Those might be some of the questions he has for you. If one of the questions that he has for you is, what did it feel like? Run. Right? You need to run. And by the way, I definitely agree with you in the chat. I really do think that this topic should probably be a first date topic, right? Because me as a guy, personally, if I'm paying for the dates, I'm going to be mad as all hell if I done paid for 5 or 6 dates to come to find out that you done slept with 200 guys and here I am paying for dates. Money well spent, I guess, right? Man, my bad. Where was we at? We was like right in here somewhere. Let's go back. Let's just go back because I accidentally hit the button.
Then,
That's the exact same thing.
But obviously, I would have questions. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not the end all be all for me.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I think for me it's about inconsistency. So like I said, the guy I'm with right now, he was my first body, but up until then I meet a lot of guys who would fetishize that I'm a virgin. I think it.
All right.
Okay. And for me, if a guy has a super
doesn't
high
matter.
body count, but they want a girl who's a
Promise
virgin
it
or has a low body count, for me that's a bigger red flag than just a guy who has a high body count.
Sure. Tim?
Wait, why is that a red flag? Why do I want to be with a girl that's a...
Because I think
That's
if
a
you're,
red flag.
I think if your reason, I think a valid reason for wanting someone with a low body count is pair bonding, and that applies for both sexes. So if both of them have a higher body count or one of them does, that's going to disaffect pair bonding. So I would say that guy doesn't have a valid reason.
Peer bonding, that's the dumbest thing I've
Yeah,
ever
that is...
They don't have to believe in it,
Dumbest.
but I'm just saying if that's his belief, like he's a Christian or he's religious, and so he also keeps a low body count, then for me that's a more valid request or stand.
And see, that's what I was saying earlier, that you can't just dismiss her claim about pair bonding, right? That is actually a thing. People do, they connect over a variety of different reasons, right? And your sexual deviancies could be one of the reasons why you guys bond, right? If both of you are sexual deviants, then of course you're probably going to bond on that reason, right? You want to have an open relationship. You guys want to keep increasing your body counts, then you're going to connect on that reason, right? I don't think a promiscuous woman will be able to get with a conservative man, right? You're not going to be able to bond on that, right? So her claim about pair bonding could actually be a legitimate claim, depending on what your system is, right? Two conservatives are gonna link up on that, right? You know, I'm a virgin, you're a virgin, or I want somebody else that's a virgin, or I at least want somebody else that has a very low sexual experience, you know, so they're gonna bond on those reasons. So to say that that's a dumb claim, I can't necessarily say it's a dumb claim, right? But anyway.
I am so glad I don't live in your guys' universe. My wife and I have known each other for over 20 years, and this never was a thing.
Tim, you don't watch any porn.
How long have you been and your wife been
It's a
together
weird
for?
question.
So we've known each other about 20 years. We dated around the time we first met, and then we had kind of like a, I don't know, like a millennial on-off thing for the whole time, and then...
So this is a weird, it's even a weird concept, I think, because for me, like, who gives a fuck? I don't even, I'm almost 40 years old, you know what I mean? I'm a high-value woman, Myron, but it doesn't,
Are you
it
married?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm married. No, because you guys are all, shut up, dude.
No.
You're shut up.
No.
And that was the part that I was talking about, that she's very disrespectful. You took a shot at him, he responded, and then you instantly told him to shut up. And actually, it does matter if you're married. You know, 40 years old and you're claiming that you're high value. Well, if you're so high value, why are you not married? But this is where women try to jump into the man's category of what is considered high value, right? A 40-year-old single man could still be considered high value, depending on where he's at in life, right? He could still be considered a high-valued man. A 40-year-old single woman is not necessarily considered high value because she has a good job or a good education or a lot of money, right? See, women tend to think that high value necessarily equates to money when it comes to them. That's not necessarily true. A woman's values are different than a man's values. And once again, this is the double standard, but everything in life is about balance. When you try to switch the balance, you end up in a very weird place. But I digress. Let's keep going.
No one's, shut up, dude.
A 40-year-old woman to say she's high value. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
You know what?
40 years old and too
Sorry,
holy.
I don't listen to the way that Muslims think about anything, so shut up.
You need the guidance.
No, I think you need the guidance.
You need to stop eating pigs.
I'm on her side.
You clearly eat too much ham.
Wait. Was there,
You eat way too much
a
ham.
question for me or something?
A question? No.
No, you're saying... no, but we
Stein,
were talking
body-
about...
I would not be with a girl if she's
I'm
banging.
just saying-
If it's more than two hands.
All right, let me
like
take
more
this.
than
Let me
two
take this.
hands.
This is my. Let me.
Seriously, I mean, yeah.
More than 2 bodies is no good for you?
No, more than 10. Like,
More
if
than
it
10.
had
Yeah.
a
Now,
double,
here's the
there's
thing.
no
Like,
way.
this is a personal thing with each guy, right?
Hold on, before Myron gets going, I would say it depends on the age on that one, right? Now, I do think no matter how old you are, there's a threshold that you should not be crossing. But I do think, you know, the 10 aspect, I think that probably goes to age, right? He said no more than 10. And in my opinion, if you freshly 18 and you're already at 10, I think that's already too many, right? That's you've already passed the threshold. Now, I do think maybe as you get a little older, you know, if you're 30 years old, okay, then maybe 10 might be a decent threshold. Like I said, everybody has their own different numbers and their own, you know, limits or whatever. What's y'all's?
So they all have their number, and that's fine. But what I will say is that most guys are going to have problems with women that have a very promiscuous past. That's just the reality. It's a biological reality.
No, it's not.
So
What about men? How about women
No,
that have a
it's
problem
not.
with men? It could go both ways, can't
You
it?
know it's not. And
Well,
here's
they
the
don't,
problem.
because we
No,
asked them to, and
no.
they said that it was uncapped, right? So
Some women don't want to be with men that are...
Double standard, though, where a guy that
Yes.
has a lot of sex is valuable and a woman
a
that has
man
a lot
that
of
can
sex.
have a lot of
Key
sex.
analogy,
Here's the
Myron.
thing.
Oh, that's called
A man, the analogy is, you know, a key that opens many locks is a master key versus a lock that
Oh,
opens any
God.
key is a shitty lock. But the reality is that if a man has a lot of sexual partners, he's doing something right, because it's not easy for men to get sexual access. But if a woman has, hold on, let me finish. But if a woman has a lot of sexual partners, she's definitely doing something wrong, because the reality is men must create their value to get sexual access versus women need to preserve their value, because as soon as they turn 18, they can get any guy that they want. And so if they go ahead and gamble it away and spend their, you know, youth and time being a, it's going to hurt them later on. That's literally the basis as to why we were talking about before her OnlyFans shit is going to. Despite the fact that she's saying I'm a virgin or whatever, the fact that she does sex work in general does inherently lower her value, because men look for purity. It's one of the most important things we look for when looking for a mate.
Yeah,
now, if
if
you
you're
guys
looking
want
for
to
a
understand
child-
biology.
Man, it is extremely hard to find a moment to interject there with Myron, right? Boy, Myron be going. But uh look, he done scrambled up a whole train of thought there because I've been thinking about everything that he just said all at once. But to add on to what Myron's saying, right, about how a man it's easier for a woman to have access to sex than men, because men have to create their value while women don't. There's a little bit of a nuance to that, right? And it has kind of destroyed a lot of men and a lot of women, right? Because women have now started making the availability of sex easier and easier, even to men that have not created their entrance to sex yet, right? They haven't done anything. They haven't earned it. They haven't showed that they're a great guy or any of that, right? But you will go ahead and give it to them anyway. And this is what is kind of destroying men in a way as well. Because one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why some men wanted to become such great, successful, powerful men is so they could gain that access to sex and they will be able to land the woman of their dreams, right? But now it's so much more easier to get the woman of your dreams that you really don't have to work as hard for it. You know? I mean, just think about it. If we'll put it to cars, right? If I knew that the Ferrari was only a $10,000 car, then why am I going to work my butt off at this great job or trying to get this great job that's going to pay me $100,000 to $300,000 a year or something like that, so I can now afford the Ferrari when the Ferrari's super easier to get and all I got to do is go work at McDonald's real quick, right? So this is kind of the problem that it has caused, and that's why I say there's a little bit of a nuance to what he's saying, but in the most part, Myron is still right. Women, all you got to do is, be 18, be at least decently cute, take care of yourself at least a little bit, and boom, your access to sex is there, right? With a man, he has to be in shape. He has to have some kind of money. He has to be on the right track, going somewhere. He has to be about something, right? He can't just be sitting back, living at mom's house in the basement or something like that and have dozens of women flocking to him. It's not going to work that way. Anyway, guys, give me 1 second. Need to take a quick break. Promise you it's going to be quick. Be right back.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Before click that react, you might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that react, you might just wanna chill. Before click that react, you might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that react, you might just wanna chill. Before click that react, you might just wanna sit back and relax. Before click that react, you might just wanna chill. Before click that react, you might.
All right. Now, Myron was explaining, or at least trying to explain the differences, the double standards to this lady here. Let's go ahead and we'll rewind it just a bit to get back to Myron's argument, and then we'll hear what her response is, I guess.
As soon as they turn 18, they can get any guy that they want. And so if they go ahead and gamble it away and spend their, youth and time being it's going to hurt them later on. That's literally the basis as to why we were talking about before her OnlyFans shit is going to, despite the fact that she's saying I'm a virgin or whatever, the fact that she does sex work in general does inherently lower her value because men look for purity. It's one of the most important things we look for when looking for a mate.
Yeah,
now, if you guys don't want to understand biology, that's the reality. Yeah. Yes, it's because
there are rich, ugly guys.
And the reason why you just mentioned a child, that's the primary reason. We must ensure paternity. And before the advent of paternity tests, we had to kind of take the woman's word. So the reason why guys have a vested interest in a woman not being a is because if she's not, we know the child's ours.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
girls can
self-defense
say the
mechanism.
same thing in reverse, where they don't want a guy with a lot of sexual partners because that's going to divert his resources away from her. So you can make the Evo psych argument in
feel that
reverse.
way?
Yep. See, right there. Both of them kind of proved Myron's point at the same time. You could kind of see that the other guy is sitting next to her because the guy was about to say something like, well, there's rich, ugly guys, right? I'm pretty sure he was probably going to say something like there's rich, ugly guys that don't have a lot of girls. Well, they're probably not making it widely known that they're rich, right? You have to what's called peacock, right? Guys have to peacock a little bit, right? You need to show off the fact that you are a high value guy. You have access to all these resources and things like that. And now, boom, here comes the flock, right? And now she's going on to say that, well, when a guy has multiple families or multiple girls or something like that, the other girls are going to be taken away from the guy's resources. It's going to be taken away from her resources. So once again, they're showing that women tend to care more about the resource, right? Guys look for purity, women look for resources. Now that resources can be strength, they could be physical, they could be material, provisionary. They can even be psychological. But either way, they're looking for the resource. And if a guy has a lot of resources, then he gets a lot of women. Guy don't have no resources, he don't get no women. I mean, I don't understand. Women don't have to have resources. Men don't look to women for resources. Unless you're a weak dude, right? Like a weirdo. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Was your boyfriend a virgin?
I'm not talking about his sexual history. I'm not going to talk about his sexual history, but I will say prior to him,
a lot of chicks, hasn't he?
all my exes before him were Christian conservatives. They all kept low body counts. A lot of them were also valuing waiting till marriage.
Okay, here's
so I
the
will say
difference.
that. So I'm just saying it's fine to
the
have that
ridiculousness of
standard.
female.
I'm just saying if
It
you're
is a
gonna
double standard. That's the way it should be.
I'm saying
Men
girls
live life
won't
on hard
actually
mode.
want
Women live life on
promiscuous
easy
guys.
mode.
Girls
This
just
is why.
okay. Can I finish?
Women literally
Girls
live life
don't
on
want
easy.
guys.
God, I hate the unnecessary bird laugh that she has to do, right? You want to garner attention because you want everybody to know that what he just said, you took it as stupid, right? So you got to do this unnecessarily loud cackling bird laugh. Jesus. But I mean, what did he say that was not true? It has always been that way, right? Now, there are certain sets of animals where that's not true at, but for the most part, men are supposed to be living life on hard mode, and women are supposed to be living life on easy mode, right? And he's taking it to a video games perspective, right? Because most guys, when you play the video game, you shouldn't be playing it on easy. Right? In my opinion, you get a game, you putting it on easy. You a guy, you've been playing games your whole life or whatever else. You know the game, and you putting it on easy. You weak, bro. Like, damn, bro, you can't even play a game on hard, right? You can't play life on hard. You can't play a game on hard, right? You just weak. Now, for your girl who's not used to video games, she don't know the controllers and stuff like that, and yeah, she puts it on easy so she can just enjoy the game and have a good time. It's the same way with life. Women ain't supposed to be out there breaking fingernails, getting dirty, breaking arms, legs, and being all physical. They're supposed to be sitting back just so they can enjoy the life, enjoy the game of life, easy mode. The guys are supposed to be going out there and taking care of the hard part. I don't know why that's funny. I don't even know why women want to combat this, right? Like, I mean, y'all should be encouraging this. Actually, y'all should be encouraging for men to get out there and do all the hard, dirty work so y'all don't have to. I don't know why. I don't know who wants to fight to do the dirty work. I don't know. Whatever, though.
When it comes to sexual access, I find it interesting that you mentioned, oh, I was a virgin. Why did you lead with that? Because you understand that your value as a partner is intrinsically tied to your body count.
Yeah.
That's why you mentioned it.
No, because you brought up my boyfriend. And I'm saying the definition of someone who watches their girlfriend get other men. Just saying by your definition, he's obviously not a. If he's one of my V cards, you dumbass. That's not why I led with it.
Hold on.
Second of all, women do often care about a guy's promiscuity. Women do care about guys' promiscuity. They suck it up most of the time. Because like the reason I said you can make the Evo site argument in both ways.
Your body count mattered way more to him than his body count matters to you. Because women understand, hey, guys are going to have a body count. It is what it is. If anything, men with higher body counts tend to be attractive because they have social proof. They demonstrate higher value, and they're able to be attractive to other women.
Now, she trying to say that her definition of a, I noticed that they blanked it out here, so I'm not even gonna say it here myself, but her definition of the the word is that men like to watch their woman get done by other men. That's the definition of the word. But we can also broaden that definition here slightly. And that we could say that the definition of that word is men that also like to watch their women arouse other men. Right? That's also the definition of it, right? You getting off, or you feel like it's bragging rights that your woman is purposely arousing other men. Right? She might not necessarily be doing them, but she's still purposely arousing them. That's also the definition of it, right? So, I mean, that pretty much goes for any man that is with a woman that's in the line of sex work, right? You getting all the line, you taking your clothes off for millions of other men to see and fantasize too, and whatever else. And you're supposed to be my woman, though. Where's the privilege then in you being my woman, right? Where is the exclusivity? Where's that? It's not there. Nothing about you is exclusively mine, but besides your innards, right? Everything else is out there for the world to see. It's on display for everybody. Still the definition of the word, in my opinion.
Versus on your totem pole, you care more about his status, how he looks, what he does. He's caring about, okay, is this chick a virgin? You literally said,
No.
I gave him my virginity. What does that imply?
It's funny because outside this red pill world, most guys find it weird if a girl at my age is a virgin. Like I lost it at 26. Outside of the red
there's a
pill,
difference between like virgin and like 50 plus bodies that a lot of like men.
I
are
guess my
struggling to
point
find
is like
women
most
that
guys I speak
value your
to.
virginity.
Now, most guys you speak to probably know that you some kind of OnlyFans sex worker, and that's what they find weird, right? They find it weird that you're an OnlyFans stripper that's also a 26-year-old virgin. That's kind of what they find weird, because those two values don't necessarily align, right? That's what they find weird. No guy finds it weird that somebody is a 26-year-old, that a woman is a 26-year-old virgin. Now, we might find it rare, right? So you might talk to somebody and they be like, oh, wow, right? Like, wow, that's rare. But weird, not necessarily the word I would use for that one.
It weird, but they
It's
won't.
not about virginity
They'll
in
find
terms
it
of
weird, but they're
chastity.
not
It's
gonna
about
leave
not
the
wanting to
girl for
just
it.
get pressured into sexual experiences just because society says you have to, just because they're like, oh, well, you're an OnlyFans, so you might as well let it go. I don't subscribe to that. I can
is
do
there-
it if I want to.
Is there an amount of money you could make that would retire you
yelling
from
over
your
each
sex
other.
work?
If so, I've already made it, so no, I'm
Can
going
I
to
ask
keep
you a
going
question,
for a while.
sir? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Alad.
Would you rather be allowed?
And see, that's another big difference between men and women right there. See, she's already said that she's already made enough money to go ahead and retire from her job, but she wants to continue doing it anyway, right? Because for one, it's not just strictly about the money for her. It's also about the attention. Yeah, right. It's also about the bragging rights. It's also about the attention. For a lot of guys, especially guys that are family men, I can even equate this one to my pops. He wanted to go ahead and make his retirement money as quickly as possible, so this way he'll be able to sit back and enjoy the rest of his time with his family. Right? That's what it was mainly about for him. Family. And with a lot of guys, that's exactly what it's about, right? So we'll go out there and we'll break our back for 30 years, 40 years, or whatever else. So this way we can hurry up and retire once we hit that benchmark, right? We have a benchmark that we usually set. So now we can retire and we can spend the rest of our lives with our wives, our kids, and whatever else. Hey, if we can find a way to work from home or make residual income so we don't have to be away from our family, then we'll do it that way. But unfortunately, that's just not the way the world works for a lot of people. So a lot of the times a man will have to take, 60, 80 plus hours a week or whatever, and, sacrifice his family time so he can provide that life for him. And hopefully he'll be able to save up enough money or put his money in the right places so he can hurry up and get back to spending time with his family. But for her, she said it's the exact opposite, right? She don't care about retiring. She need to keep going. All right, let's continue.
To the boys.
Did he say Benjamin Netanyahu? I didn't hear what he just said.
Elad
Would you
Eliyahu.
rather be with a woman who treats you like shit, who doesn't do anything for you, who's terrible in bed, but has only been with 1 or 2 men in her life? Or would you rather be with someone who's been with 1,000 men, but treats you fantastic, respects you, doesn't cheat on you, and is a loving person?
Or
what would you
neither.
rather
Well,
have?
you always
Answer that
targeted a
question.
loving
I
person.
feel like
That's not
frankly
even
neither.
a comparison.
Let him answer.
Yeah.
This is yours.
Let me
Let him answer.
I would say neither. I'd say neither.
Okay, so you can't
you say
choose
both?
between the two? You're telling me you'd rather have somebody that treats you like shit,
Because-
maybe, than
I'm-
someone who
All right,
slept
so
with
let me take this. Let me take this. See, here's the thing. I would take the girl that's 1 or 2 bodies, and I'll tell you why.
that treats you like crap.
Well, here's the
Really?
thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a man, your job. Let me explain. As a man, your job is to turn your woman into basically your follower. She's your assistant. Your job is to make her be useful
That's
to
the way
you.
misogyny
You're gonna
is.
come in and train her. Okay, so
misogyny.
let me ask. It's misogyny. Okay,
Yeah.
so explain
It
to
is.
me, why do women want a guy that's taller, makes more money,
Not
has
every
more
woman
status,
wants that.
dominant,
No,
assertive?
and in fact, a lot of them don't.
The majority
No,
of
they
women
don't.
overwhelmingly
majority do.
look for
They don't.
They want a
status.
short, broke guy. That's what they look for in a
Like
way.
the majority of women,
Myron, you're tall, you're
overwhelmingly-
single.
Hold on. The overwhelming majority of women wants a guy that's taller, stronger,
You don't
more
speak for
competent,
women, dude.
and is a leader.
Wait,
That's the
hold on.
truth.
That's
It's biology.
a fact. We're not.
That's a fact.
No, it's really
It's a
not.
fact. It's a literal fact.
Every woman has
It's not
different.
right for you because you're old now. But the
Yeah.
reality is, you don't have to.
I mean, the bottom line is we kind of got off topic here, but it's fine because I like the points that they're making, but they kind of got off topic. The point of the matter is, if you're only giving me 2 options, yeah, then I guess if I have to pick one, we have to play this little stupid 2-option game, then fine. Yes, I'll take the woman that treats me like crap over the woman that has 1,000 bodies or whatever, right? Because right there, she's already showing with 1,000 bodies, no self-control, lack of discipline, and obviously you ain't listening to nobody anyway, because I'm pretty sure there's been people who within your life that have probably told you, hey, that this is not right, you need to calm down, you should stop this, and you haven't listened to them either. Now on the other hand, you have the woman who's treating you like crap. And the reason why he says you need to be able to train them, this is just him putting it bluntly, right? But a lot of people can't handle blunt. They want you to sugar it up and soften it down for you, right? So I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'll go ahead, I'll sugar it up and I'll soften it down for you real quick. That's just part of a relationship. Nobody's perfect for, I ain't gonna say nobody, it happens, but most of the time people aren't just perfect for each other right away. You're gonna both do things that irritate each other. That's why usually most relationships, most marriages go through a little bit of a rough patch. And people need to be able to make it through that rough patch because that's just y'all learning each other. That's just the algorithm at work, the algorithm learning your channel, right? So it's your wife just learning what it is that you subscribe to. So this way she can better fit into that category. And the same usually goes with men in reverse too. Unless you just with a douchebag, right? If you just with a douchebag that don't really too much care about you or whatever else, then he ain't subscribing to none of your stuff. He don't care. But most of the time, a good man, unless your ideas are just absolutely out of whack, and he's going to try to get you back on the right path. But most of the time, he's going to say, okay, this affects her in this way. This is not the way I want to affect her. So let me alter what it is I'm doing here slightly. That's all it is. But he put it bluntly and it hit them the wrong way. They, oh, don't shoot so hard. Whatever. Let's keep going.
The same ability to command a higher status guy. That's why you gotta call yourself a high value woman.
I will just,
So,
to be fair,
a high value woman is a woman that can get a high
Right.
value guy to lock her in and take his last name.
Right.
So ridiculous.
Women
You
get
guys
their
don't
value
really believe
from the
this
men
shit,
that they're
do you?
with. Men get
Sure
their
do.
value based on what they provide to society. We are not the same, okay?
Right.
Men are evaluated completely differently than women are.
Ladies and
Don't let
gentlemen,
these
Myron
over
is
here
so
try to
popular on
change their
social
mind.
media.
Yes,
he says the
because I
most
tell the truth.
No,
This
you
is-
don't. No, you don't.
Elizabeth.
This is-
Elizabeth, where's Elizabeth? Is Elizabeth here?
Misogynist.
We got
Everybody got
Very misogynist
you
behavior.
guys want to be a
White House reporter.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Hold on one second. Hold on.
You stop listening to
There's
Muslim
reason.
ideologies.
Hold
That's
on,
exactly
hold on.
where you're
Yeah.
There's
coming
a
from.
reason.
Mr. Sharia law.
reason.
Sharia
Hey, Myron, like, screw whoever it is that y'all looking for right now. Let me finish what I'm saying. Myron, like, nah, Stop the whole show. Oh man, Myron is hilarious, bro. Once he get to going, you just gotta let him finish.
Realize exactly what it is, dude. Women only want
you
tall
need a
guys
diet
with
law.
money.
Anyway,
Shut up,
there's
dude.
a reason.
Fucking hairpiece.
There's a reason guys like me and
Oh, right.
etc.
Yeah,
grew up,
right.
because we're saying what all men are thinking.
Oh, right.
We don't want annoying, crass women
Right.
like
From the
this
single guy.
trying to tell us what it is.
Right.
We know what we're attracted to, and these on the left try to tell you guys,
Right.
no, you should want a woman that's
Hey,
you
listen
should
to
want a
him.
girl.
Never
He's
said
doing
that.
well, dude.
Never said that.
Like,
Never
no,
said
thank
that.
you. We don't
Never
want
said
that.
that.
All right, we got
Apparently,
someone.
women don't
don't
want
want
you.
that.
You're
We got-
single.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we got someone up here. Who
All
dis?
right, Elizabeth, you
Yeah.
asked a question, but give us your opinion on the question.
So
I mean, it's pretty much just common knowledge, right? And it's just give respect where respect is due, you know. And I really do think that in Western society, man, we have such a huge problem with just wanting to give people respect, because we all want respect so badly that we just don't want to give it when it's due, right? And I mean, a lot of the times, you know, women just need to learn to respect men a little bit more, right? Um, Men are out here providing such a great life for everybody, right? And there's men out there that's out here climbing in holes and cleaning out your sewers. They're going into these. I mean, look how many men lost their lives back in the coal mining days, right? Dealing with these coal mines. And they died horrible deaths too, a lot of them, right? With their different respiratory issues and diseases and things like that. And they did a lot of that just to provide electricity. And those coal mines were 90%, I mean, not 100% men working in those coal mines, right? And it's kind of like, look, I'm not saying that every single man walking down the street deserves respect. And I'm not saying that every single man walking down the street is a great guy that's, you know, sacrificing, you know, for the better, for the greater of the community. But what I am saying is that in general, men do need respect. The oil field workers, these truck drivers, these electricians, these ones out here paving the roads. You know, there's so many different jobs that these guys out here do every single day, just to turn around and not be honored, not be respected, looked down upon, talk crap to, talking about, oh, any woman could do your job to, you know, belittling them in any way possible. Women need to be paid more, not men. I mean, how disrespectful is that to say? Right? I don't see you hanging off a 100-foot skyscraper or whatever else just to fix a crack that's in the side of the building. Right? But y'all need to be paid more as secretaries or assistants or WNBA players. Right? The amount of disrespect is just crazy. But let's continue. Let's hear what the guest got to say.
I will say this, one of the biggest problems we have in our society right now is testosterone.
Right.
Yes. Encourage the men in here, if you have not had your testosterone levels checked, you should.
Yeah, Myron.
And the problem is that as women, as men are losing testosterone.
You're literally
Come on, hold on.
So, Myron,
What?
you
Afterwards,
know I
Myron,
love
we
you,
can't, dude.
and I support everything you say and do. I'm
So you believe women are second-class citizens?
Let her finish.
Yeah, my problem
Okay, well,
is
that's
that
absurd.
men are not stepping up. Their testosterone levels are low. Like Brian.
All right, come on down. Come on down here real quick.
Come up.
Come up.
Yeah.
Come on, no, walk up here. You come on. You're like, listen to the words I'm saying. Walk up here. God, it's like
She said, did she say my testosterone levels were low? Is that what she did? Okay, sure. Well, I'll be happy to tell you that I actually saw a doctor 6 months ago, and I had some blood work done, and they were actually too hid. Did you know that bald men have an
The
average?
fact that you feel like you
Jesus Christ! Immediately on the defense, right? But I mean, she did throw a shot at him, so I guess he's trying to defend himself now because she threw a shot at him really quick. But where he said this thing about women being second-class citizens, I mean, this is just this crazy thing that they keep trying to tell everybody, that if you're not doing what a man does, and that means you're a second-class citizen, right? You're not worthy. Nobody is saying that, man. Nobody is saying that, you know, as far as on a societal perspective, right? On a human's rights perspective, that women are equal, right? Nobody is saying that y'all are like slaves or y'all are just beneath us. It's not what the argument here is, right? What y'all do is just as equally as great. It's just on a different spectrum, right? It's in a different boat, right? We're sailing in two different waters here. One is in the Pacific Ocean, one is in the Atlantic Ocean. It's not the same thing. Women are great for what they are here for and for what their purposes are. As long as they are serving their purpose correctly, then they're just as equally as important and vital, right? And keeping everything balanced, because that's what everything is about. Everything in life is about balance. Without women, the scales tip too much in one direction, life is over with. And I think everybody understands that for the most part, right? So we understand that y'all value is there too at keeping everything balanced on life. But they try to throw this thing out there to make y'all think that everybody in society is saying that y'all are less than or something. It's not necessarily the argument.
Have to justify yourself tells me you have a testosterone problem.
More testosterone, yeah.
Okay.
Do I have low testosterone because I don't think people like you are second-class
No, because
citizens?
all of us
like
had
this
to
bigot
be
fool over here?
subject to you hitting on Myron this whole
That's
time.
what
It
it
was
is. I'm
really
hitting on-
uncomfortable.
yeah. It's weird. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Boom roast. That's what it is.
I wish Myron would have put that part in the video.
Leprechaun.
Yeah. That's what it is. I'm hitting on a bigoted fool.
But Brian, does
Great
that make
point.
your
That's
brain-
why I have low testosterone.
Bro, it's
Great
literally
point.
the Lucky Charms, for
Great
real.
point.
But Brian,
I
can you
have more luck with
comprehend
women
that?
than you do, apparently.
But real quick, Brian, is it really that hard for you to comprehend that she has this opinion as a woman? I mean,
As a woman, to make an assumption about somebody because
It's not an
hold on, let me
assumption.
finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me
Let
finish.
her answer. Let her answer.
It's not an
As a
assumption.
woman, excuse me, you're not a doctor. You have no medical degree, so be quiet and let me finish.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Now he sounds like Myron.
Maybe this is making you feel like a man. That's okay.
For you to
Why does she need a medical degree to look up statistics and data? Why does she need a medical degree to see that there's more and more less testosterone men walking around here, right? There's more and more feminine guys walking around, which means that they have a lower testosterone level because they're quite feminine, right? Yeah, I don't think you need a medical degree to see that, right? So I don't think you need a medical degree to get online and look up statistics, read and understand data. I don't think you need a medical degree for that, right? And she could say the same thing in reverse, right? So then where's your medical degree to dispute what it is that she's saying? Because you can't dispute it if you don't have a medical degree. Whatever. Stupid thing to say. It's just stupid.
Then you need to feel like a
be
man.
quiet. Let me finish.
You gotta say
okay?
men are speaking
Please.
now.
For you to make an assumption about somebody, whether it be anything.
I was talking in
can I
general.
just
You
talk
took
for
it
5
personally.
seconds without
I just said you were being.
I'll be honest, you might have a lot more
That's
testosterone.
no
Yeah, it was like a
assumption.
total
You
right.
were being.
I agree, you have a lot of testosterone. But hey, let me just
let him
make.
finish,
Can I
let him
talk for
finish.
5 seconds without being interrupted
Yes.
by? You
Go
look like
right ahead.
By the
sir.
way, what is up with that? Forget it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, listen.
Oh, here we go.
For you to make an assumption about somebody and
Wrong
their
with her here.
testosterone
I
because you
didn't- I'm
might
not
not
paying
like a
attention.
Did I say,
political
Brian,
opinion.
you have a testosterone
Yes,
problem?
you said it right over there.
I said
You said I have low
I said,
testosterone.
we
now
have a
that's fine. You can
testosterone
think that.
problem.
Oh, he was talking about her hair. Okay. I see it now. Actually, I think it's dope. Did y'all see what she did there with the hair? I get it. It's red, white, and blue. I think that's kind of dope. It's kind of fire. All right, a little bit of patriotism there. But he was finna throw shots at her hair. All right.
problem in this country.
You also mentioned my name and you
No,
said
I
love
said
it.
you were being.
No. Okay. You said I love. So what is your definition of being?
You were hitting on Myron nonstop.
Okay.
I
So
feel very uncomfortable. Thank you.
let me be very clear on that.
Can you blame him?
I don't have a fetish for bigots or grifters, okay?
that's why you dated
So,
MAGA. That's why you dated MAGA girl.
number two, for you to assert that I am
Notice he didn't say he didn't have a fetish for men. That would have been my first argument, right? You saying that I'm hitting on Myron. I'd have been like, no, I ain't attracted to dudes. He ain't said that not once. And she done said that like 3 or 4 times. And he ain't said that not once. So he didn't say that he wasn't physically attracted to Myron. He just said he don't like bigots. right, there, my guy. There go down. Those little testosterone levels starting to show a little bit.
I'm actually defending women and that I think they should be equal to men and they have the intellect to not, excuse me, I'm not done yet, to be in the kitchen like Myron thinks, instead of having a job and having a career and being able to live their life they live. If you think that women are a second-class citizen, then you're a and I want you deported to Gaza.
Why
That's a
Gaza?
better opinion.
Wait, why
That's a better
Gaza?
opinion,
So she can
right?
get
I'm
blown up
supposed to
by
feel
Israel?
that's a better opinion.
It's a very thing to say.
I may not agree, but I respect.
Clearly, I hit a nerve.
Here's the thing. Here's the
Little
thing.
emotion.
Let me be clear here. When we're talking
Here
about
comes the misogynist. Here
when
we
we're
go.
talking about women as human beings, we're not saying that they're lower.
I mean, man, his feelings are hurt because he is throwing out anything that you could possibly do to try to get under somebody's skin, right? But shout out to these guys because it ain't working, right? Shout out to her, shout out to Myron because it really ain't working. But you know, deport you to Gaza. Oh, look at your hair. Oh, you got high testosterone. Oh, here comes Myron, the misogynist. I mean, he's throwing it out there, right? And he's getting more and more mad because ain't nobody biting on that hook, right? Nobody's biting on it.
From a human being.
You said
If
second-class
anything,
citizen.
As a matter of fact, I would say women are very important because they
We
carry
got
on the
them
next
turning
lineage
red.
of children, so we must protect them. However, when it comes to the confinements of a relationship, men and women are absolutely not equal. And she understands this because she has a long-term relationship and it's
Equal
successful.
as how?
Because she understands
Mentally or
that her
physically?
man is a leader.
How are they
and
not
she
equal?
follows-
Physically, mentally, what
Let me
be
explain.
specific?
All the parameters that women look for in a man, typically based off the guy having higher status and higher strength, income, capacity, everything than her. Women don't seek their equals when it comes to a relationship.
You
So
make-
this egalitarianism that you're talking about.
You make
it's false.
assumptions
Well,
of how
I
every
think
woman
fair
in
was
society
a
thinks.
Women.
It's
I have a-
ridiculous.
Overwhelming
Wait,
majority of women want a guy that's 6 foot plus,
Yeah.
100,000 plus per year. Strong,
Okay, wait.
smart,
Not every woman is
Okay, guys,
materialistic.
I got a question for my.
See, he went right back to the every woman thing, and you heard Myron say right there, he was kind of over talking him there a little bit, so you got to kind of hone in on Myron a little bit, but he even said majority of women, right? First, Myron was just saying women, which if you're not saying every woman, if you just say women, or if I just say men, or if you just say dogs, you know, you're just saying on average, majority, most of the time. That's what you're saying there. But, you know, with these people, every word that you leave out is a word that they can interject, right? And it's ridiculous playing this little weird version of like Jenga, right? They take a block out, they put a block here, they take it out, they put it over there. It's so weird. But everybody knows that he's not saying every woman. It's absolutely absurd to say every for anything. He's just saying on average, a majority, right? People with common sense understand that. If you don't, then whatever, common sense ain't so common.
And for Brian, why do you think it is that there has never been a female chess world champion?
Well, I mean, there's also never been a female president. There's a lot of things.
Thank God.
Hold on there, gosh darn minute. I asked you about chess, which any woman could enter the competition, and there's never been a world champ.
Sure. So I'll be the first one to admit I'm not a chess player. I don't know anything about chess. I would
Brain
imagine
game.
it's a
Doesn't surprise me.
I would imagine it's a brain game. Say, Tim, you could relate to this. You're a poker player. You would admit that,
No,
you know,
it's poker.
poker's a
See,
mental game, right?
you know,
Women never raise; they always call.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, you've never played against Annie Duke like I have. But anyway,
That's one woman.
All right,
Anyway,
hold on.
anyway.
So
And see, this is what they do. Rather than talking about the topic, I'm not a chess player, right? But if I wanted to stick to the topic that he brought up, right? He brought up an analogy, just like when he brought up that weird analogy about, you know, one girl that treats you like crap or the other girl who has 1,000 bodies. Nobody moved the goalpost. Myron answered the question specifically like he asked it. But when it comes to him, this guy specifically asked, why aren't there a lot of women, female chess players? Now he's moving the goalpost to this, to that, to this, to that. Just answer the question, bro. And if you don't know a lot about chess, then the way you answer the question is, well, I don't know a lot about chess. Can you tell me how many female chess players that there is? Or whatever, you know, are there any really good ones? Are there some exceptional ones that stand out? Learn about the topic really quick and then go ahead and answer the question. Or just bow out, respectfully bow out. I don't know a lot about that topic. I don't know. I can't say, you tell me. No, it's that weird version of Jenga that we talking about. Take the block out, move it over here.
There are a lot of great female poker players.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Now, a woman has never won the main event, so here's the reason, in my opinion. There's a much smaller percentage of professional chess players and poker players than there are male. So I think you have to look at the percentage of it and say to yourself,
But why?
if you have 300 female poker players and 8,000 male players in the World Series of Poker, the chances of a woman winning
I
are
understand.
far less.
Agreed. Now, the question then becomes, why won't women play chess?
Well, I don't speak for all women like apparently Myron does, but I will tell you that I don't know a lot about chess. I know that poker's also a mind game, and there's plenty of women that play poker. Maybe not as much as men.
Let me just say this. In most of these sporting events or
sports are
even
different.
strategy,
That's a physical thing. That's different.
But so in poker,
Golly, now it's different. See what I mean? This is, man, these people make your brain hurt. I don't even understand what's the point in trying to talk to these people sometimes, man. They just, goodness. The point is trying to understand human psychology, okay? It's not about understanding all women. If y'all want to keep making these arguments about, you know, the double standard or whatever else, and you don't appreciate it, and you guys think the women should be over here, or the women should be over there, men should be over there, then we have to understand human psychology, all right? And part of understanding human psychology is when you ask the question, okay, well, why are there a lot of men gravitating to this and not a lot of women? You need to answer that question. Find out what the causes of it are and get to the root of it. And now you can start putting together the pieces of the puzzle of human psychology. Instead of just saying, oh, well, in my opinion. No, certain things aren't just opinion based. Certain things need to be grounded and rooted in facts. Everything just can't be opinion based.
chess and all things similar, even if we're talking about Pokemon or whatever.
Right.
The proportion of women who play is substantially lower, and it's comparable across the board.
Yeah,
in every one of
exactly.
these
The name
sports.
calling is
I think
ridiculous.
that's
Why is
right.
that?
Well, first
Facts.
of all, I'm not one of those lefty people that thinks that, you know, WNBA players should be getting paid as much as men. That's absurd. I also have always said this. I said this on your show. I've said this on plenty of other shows. I do not believe that women should be in women's sports. I know I'm kind of, you know, expanding here, but the point I'm trying to make to your original question is there's a smaller percentage of women professional chess players.
I'm asking why. Why won't women play chess?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
Is
not
it because
That's a
men and women
rhetorical
are
question.
fundamentally different, driven by different motives?
All right, guys, so we're on 10 minutes.
Now, do you understand the mental mind game that he had to play in that conversation just to get the guy to eventually say, I don't know why? Because he did everything possible to avoid logic. Rather than just saying, man, look, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. They had to have a mental gymnastic conversation just to get back to the same point that they were going to get to in the first place. What is it with these people, man?
I don't know the answer to that, Tim.
All right,
I really don't.
next person, Clayton. Come on, what do you have for us, Clayton? Come on, get on the mic. Clayton's right there. He's right there.
Hey, man, what a wonderful video, man. If you guys haven't already, you make sure y'all go over to Myron's channel to go ahead and check it out in its full entirety without my commentary. Anyway, man, that video is crazy. Like I said, I really don't understand why people want to debate biology so much, right? Biology, in my opinion, is just something that should not be changed. It should not be altered. It should not be questioned. It's just something that always has been, and it has led us to the point that we are at now, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, but humans have come such a long way, and we have built such wonderful comforts in society. The fact that I can sit out here and speak to you guys right now without even leaving the comfort of my own home is a testament to what humanity has achieved. The fact that I can jump on a plane right now and reach the other side of the planet in about 8 hours, 9 hours is also another testament to the achievements and the advancements that humanity have made. And those achievements are thanks to our biology, because we played by the rules. Now, just because we've made it so far and everything is so safe, we have to try to start altering things and changing things and questioning things. And this can now be a very dangerous game to play. Me, I live my life by one simple rule. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so far, everything's been working out as it should. But what do I know, right? I'm just Click That Reacts, and thank y'all so much for participating in today's live stream. And we'll be doing another one of these shortly. And y'all let me know. Do y'all agree with Myron? What do y'all think about this episode here? Should we keep doing these, right? I think this is kind of fun, man. Live reactions. I like this. But as always, I'll see y'all in the next one.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Before Click That Reacts, you might just wanna sit back and relax.